Today on Small Cap Power, we look at LGC Capital, which is listed on the TSX Venture Exchange as LG. LGC Capital is an investment firm focused on legal cannabis markets across the globe. Let's welcome the CEO, John McMullen. John, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
So LGC Capital is in the pursuit of legal global cannabis markets, and in that pursuit, you've built yourself an impressive portfolio of companies. Take us behind that investment process and your footprint.
Thank you, and thank you for having me here today. LGC Capital is listed on the TSX Venture, as you said. We are focused on building a global footprint in legal global cannabis regimes around the world. Jamaica, Italy, Australia. We're focused on Europe. We also have operations in Canada. And that has created a very good process of companies around the globe that are now starting to talk to each other and build a very compelling closed-loop grow supply of products to the global consumer in cannabis medical products.
Okay, so one of your key investments is in Jamaica, Global Canna Labs, and this partnership has really ramped up your square footage of actual plants in the ground.
Yes.
What kind of numbers are we looking at? And this is premium cannabis that we're talking about.
Yes, this is actually premium organic cannabis, both indoor greenhouse and outdoor, in Montego Bay, about 10 minutes from the downtown core. It's like we're growing in Central Park in New York. It's right in the middle of town. It's legal, it's 6.23 acres, completely secured, and we're looking at growing upwards of 270,000 square feet of cannabis plants in the ground, which quite frankly is a leader in the country and much like a leader in the world.
Okay. An amazing achievement has been in Australia. You've achieved a breakthrough there with your investment in Little Green Pharma.
Yes,
Talk to us about that.
Little Green Pharma was our very first investment in the global cannabis space. It is 30 people in Western Perth, Australia, and recently they were announced by the government to be the only company in the entire country to be allowed to sell their product to the entire country. Okay. And also the country is open to export as well. So we're finding it very exciting, and they are now onto their third crop and moving to production. So we're very excited with what's happening there.
Okay. Also in your portfolio of companies is Verity in Switzerland.
Yes.
And what's the cultivation capacity and prospects there?
They actually have 1 hectare of growing space right now in hoop houses and greenhouses, and they are very close to their next harvest. And quite recently they announced that they have had the first order of 2,700 kilograms to a Spanish operation. And that's what we like about the Verity operation, is because they're able to transport and move product throughout the entire union, much like our Italian partners as well. So the European market with Verity is actually going to be very, very robust for LGC and its shareholders.
Okay. You also have an asset in Canada, there's Trichome. Yes. How do these all companies come together and add to your capacity and capabilities?
Well, if you look at actual square footage of growing outside of what we have right now, I would say by the end of the year, you're going to be looking at almost 500,000 square feet of planted plants within the LGC portfolio of companies. Now with that, Trichome, for example, they are actually in the province of Quebec, where power is extremely cheap. You're looking at 4 cents per kilowatt, and that actually is upwards of a third of what the rest of the province of Ontario and Western Canada has to pay for. So right away, as an investor, we see value in low-cost operations globally, and Trichome is a perfect example of that.
Take us behind the management expertise of LGC Capital. Who are these people who are building these brands? Well,
it's actually LGC Capital being an investment company. There's only 7 of us at the company. But when you look at the companies we invest in and support, you have upwards of over 200 people around the world working on their investments that we own day to day. Their staff, their management, their legals, everything. So it's quite a compelling army of people around the world, as some shareholders like to call it.
So over the next 12 months, what are your priorities at LGC Capital? What should investors look forward to?
Investors at LGC Capital are looking for 3 things: close, grow, revenue. And I emphasize revenue. Now, we also will see additional companies come into the fold of our portfolio. We're always looking at new opportunities, high quality opportunities from around the globe, ex-United States. But at the end of the day, shareholders should be confident in what the team behind LGC is doing, the investee companies. There's over 200 people there working day to day, executing and achieving their goals. And we monitor and guide them as investors. And we are looking very much forward to the end of this year, because we'll have some exciting things to tell the market at that point.
Excellent. John, we look forward to tracking the growth story at LGC Capital. Thank you
you
so much for your time.
It's a pleasure.